6ix9ine's girl is gone, murdered cold and the streets buzzing. Now fresh footage just dropped, showing 6ix9ine right before it all went down.
Man, oh yeah, that homie, I don't give a who I'm talking about. All them
Talking about?
You ain't get that homie.
Word on the street is that his comments may have triggered the ops and set off a chain reaction that led to this tragedy. What went down on August 17, 2025 was some next level chaos that shook the entire hip hop community. Just as the sun was creeping over the concrete jungle, 29-year-old Ariela La Langosta, a Dominican influencer and bartender, was found slumped in her car on the cross-county parkway in Mount Vernon. At first, the details were foggy. No one knew what really happened. Was it a robbery, a setup, or a message? But what immediately had people talking was Ariela's connection to one of rap's most polarizing figures, Tekashi 6IX9INE. Sources close to the street say Ariela wasn't just some random face in New York nightlife. She was deeply connected to the industry's underbelly, moving in circles where clout, loyalty, and danger collide. Ariela wasn't just another Instagram baddie posting selfies for likes. She was a fixture in NYC's nightlife scene, with over 551,000 followers and a reputation for being plugged into the right and wrong people. Behind the glam though, whispers suggest she knew things about Tekashi's dealings, his alliances, and his enemies. And when Tekashi started talking reckless online just days before her death, the timing raised eyebrows everywhere. Some believe Ariela's murder might have been a warning, a message meant for Tekashi, not her. Others claim she got caught in a crossfire of politics, where old street beefs and new industry power plays collide. The ops Tekashi's been taunting for years. They're patient, they watch. And if the whispers are true, Ariela paid the price for being too close to the chaos. Now, investigators are digging into her last 48 hours, her phone calls, her DMs, the clubs she hit, and who she was seen with. Tekashi hasn't said much publicly, which only fuels speculation that he knows more than he's letting on. But if this was a retaliation move, if the streets are really spinning back, it could be the start of a much bigger story.
Murked.
Bro,
Not surprised.
told on his girl, bro.
Not surprised.
6ix9ine just about to tell on anybody, huh?
Man, come on.
Ariela La Langosta, a 29-year-old Dominican influencer and bartender with over 551k TikTok followers, was found dead in her car on the Cross County Parkway in Mount Vernon on August 17, 2025. Known for her lively personality and deep ties to NYC's exclusive nightlife scene, Ariela worked at clubs like Icon New York and Starlets, where rappers, hustlers, and influencers cross paths, a world full of clout, cash, and potential danger. The night before her death, Ariela was seen partying at Icon New York, posting videos and stories showing her laughing and carefree, her final post before tragedy struck. Her death quickly became tied to Tekashi 6IX9INE, one of hip-hop's most controversial figures. Given Tekashi's history as a federal informant and his ongoing beef with rivals, speculation exploded that Ariela's killing wasn't random. Whispers suggest she may have known too much, been too close to certain conversations, or even become an unintended pawn in Tekashi's ongoing street wars. The timing raised more eyebrows because just days before Ariela's death, Tekashi had been taunting his enemies online. And now people are questioning whether her murder was a message meant for him. Tekashi's silence since the incident has only fueled theories, with many believing this is part of a bigger web of retaliation and secrets.
What's your definition of a snitch? Let's start there.
A snitch is somebody, I feel like a snitch will do anything to get out of a situation. I'm trying to say, like a snitch will get faced with something and will just give up their mother, their brother, everybody, their whole camp just to be free.
This pattern of snitching goes way beyond just romantic relationships.
A No Jumper segment recently went viral, showing a clip that highlights Tekashi 6IX9INE's immediate willingness to cooperate with authorities, even when it involves people he's supposed to be close to. The host's reaction said it all, a mix of shock, disbelief, and side-eye, perfectly reflecting how hip-hop culture views this behavior. Even 6IX9INE himself admitted it in the past, openly saying he'll do whatever it takes to protect himself, which only adds fuel to the speculation surrounding Ariela's death and whether her ties to his circle played a role.
What I fold on though?
When you took the stand, or when you testified.
What I fold on?
When you snitched.
All right, so let me ask you something, son. If you was in that position, what you would have done?
For me, you gotta understand.
Nah, I don't
Listen,
answer the question.
I would never tell.
All right, so this is what I'm saying. If you was in that position, you would have did.
On August 17th, 2025, 29-year-old influencer and bartender Ariela La Langosta was tragically found dead in her car on the Cross County Parkway in Mount Vernon, sending shockwaves through the hip-hop and nightlife community. Known for her 551K TikTok following and work at elite NYC clubs like Icon New York and Starlets, Ariela was deeply connected to the city's nightlife and had close ties to Tekashi 6IX9INE. While rumors conflict over whether they were romantically involved or simply close friends, their bond was undeniable. She appeared in his WAPA music video and was spotted with him at events like the Toboga Room in 2023. Her death has sparked theories linking it to 6IX9INE's controversial past and long list of enemies, given his history as a federal informant and his ongoing legal troubles, including probation, house arrest, and pending sentencing for drug charges. Many believe her connection to him may have put her in danger.
Let me ask you something, and like I said, my respect to the West Coast. You never lacking, right?
Never.
So what happened to the niggas that lack? Let's bring up Nipsey Hussle. You think he said, yo, will never come up to me because I'm... Yo, bro, it happened to the best of them.
Yes.
Hold on.
You're absolutely right.
Hold on. So what you gonna say, Nipsey? Huh?
Tekashi 6IX9INE's deep ties to Ariela La Langosta have fueled intense speculation around her tragic death on August 17th, 2025. While her connection to him remains debated, whether romantic or close friendship, investigators and fans believe her link to the controversial rapper may have put her in danger. 6IX9INE, born Daniel Hernandez, is infamous for becoming a federal cooperating witness, a move that earned him powerful street enemies. His past has been riddled with threats, including a fake casket sent to his Florida home in February 2025, bearing rival King Von's name, suggesting that lingering beefs are far from over. New information paints Ariela's death as part of a larger web of rivalries and retaliation, not just a tragic coincidence. Multiple interviews and past statements reveal that 6IX9INE's cooperation with authorities wasn't a one-time decision under pressure, but a consistent survival strategy, making anyone in his circle a potential target. Street theories range from direct retaliation against 6IX9INE to Ariela being collateral damage in ongoing feuds, as 6IX9INE's enemies view his associates as extensions of him. As investigators dig deeper, the narrative grows more complex and dangerous, highlighting how 6IX9INE's choices, from snitching to flaunting power, may have unintentionally entangled Ariela in a deadly crossfire.
He's dead. But what's the point, though?
All right then, so King Von is a solid, and he got killed, right? And then poked out and put 5 in him, right? And he dead, right? So King Von died lacking.
You hurt my feelings.
No. Hear what I'm saying?
May he rest in peace,
King
man.
Von died lacking. Nipsey died lacking. Pop Smoke died lacking.
Right.
Can't lack?
No, you can't.
All right.
This killer be killed in these streets.
This brutal assessment of how solid street figures still ended up dead.
The tragic death of Ariela La Langosta, a 29-year-old influencer and bartender, has sparked intense speculation within the hip-hop community. One leading theory points to her alleged relationship with Nata Cartier, a suspected gang leader, reportedly involved in robbery operations known as Jolopia. According to claims, Ariela may have helped Cartier set up Colombians for a robbery, which allegedly led to retaliation. On the day of the shooting, Ariela was reportedly driving a Mercedes G-Wagon with Cartier inside, but he walked away unharmed, fueling suspicions that he was the real target. Police have already detained someone for questioning, and Cartier's reported criminal history and irregular US entry add weight to the theory that this was a carefully planned hit connected to his activities. Another major theory ties Ariela's death to her close connection with Tekashi 6IX9INE, whose notorious History as a federal informant and former 9 Trade Gangsta Bloods member has left him with numerous enemies. Some believe Ariela may have been caught in the crossfire of ongoing street retaliation linked to 6IX9INE's past, especially given their public appearances together and her role in his music video WAPA. Theories also suggest Ariela may have been involved with both 6IX9INE and Cartier, placing her in a dangerous overlap of rival circles. As investigations continue, her death appears less like a random act of violence and more like the outcome of a complex web of betrayal street, politics and revenge.
Respect.
Yo, bro,
I'm gonna be honest.
Alpo. We gonna get on Alpo. Yo, shout out my girl, baby. I love you. Listen, I gotta talk about it. I gotta bring it up. I'm sorry if I put, but I'm about to fire Harlem up. My girl's baby father, Charlie C, is a Mac Bull of blood.
Okay, what that mean?
He's a Mac Bull of blood that Jack kill all rats. The Mac Bull Jack kill all rats.
The perception problem surrounding 6IX9INE plays a huge role in how Ariela La Langosta's death is being interpreted. In street circles, 6IX9INE's status as a federal informant has permanently stained his reputation, making it too risky for rivals to target him directly since he's heavily monitored by federal authorities. Instead, hitting someone close to him, like Ariela, would be seen as a powerful message without openly confronting the feds. The lack of official information has only intensified speculation. Law enforcement hasn't released key details, like the number of shots fired, the sequence of events, or forensic findings, leaving a vacuum that's been filled by street rumors, conspiracy theories, and competing narratives across social media and hip-hop blogs. At the same time, investigators are grappling with a high-profile case complicated by 6IX9INE's controversial status and the public obsession with anything tied to him. While speculation dominates online spaces, the official narrative remains tightly controlled, making it harder to separate fact from fiction. In previously surfaced footage, 6IX9INE himself breaks down his philosophy on street conflicts, arguing that clinging to traditional gangster codes often leads to death, not respect. This worldview, paired with his cooperation with federal authorities, adds another layer of tension, as his enemies may see his entire circle as fair game in their pursuit.
You know what I mean? Because now it's just putting you back in the spotlight and it's telling again. You know what I mean? Like it just won't stop. What's next?
Now I don't f with 6IX9INE whatsoever, but domestic violence, you know why? Domestic violence is domestic violence.
The revelation that Alpo Martinez, a notorious federal informant, attended 6IX9INE's baby shower before his death highlights the contradictory dynamics within this world, where cooperation with law enforcement doesn't necessarily sever social ties, but instead creates volatile and dangerous tensions. The investigation into Ariela La Langosta's death is being handled jointly by the NYPD and Westchester County Police, with authorities treating it as a suspicious homicide linked to criminal activity. However, despite the high-profile nature of the case, officials have released few details. As of August 18, 2025, no arrests or suspects have been publicly identified, and the motive remains unclear. Investigators seem unusually cautious, possibly due to the case's sensitive connections to organized crime, 6IX9INE's past, and ongoing gang rivalries. Ariela's body was discovered around 8 a.m. inside a vehicle on the Cross County Parkway in Mount Vernon, New York, reportedly with a gunshot wound to the head. Yet there's no public information on the number of shots fired, the type of weapon, or the sequence of events. The location itself deepens the mystery. The Cross County Parkway is a major heavily trafficked route, suggesting the shooting was either extremely quick or meticulously planned to exploit blind spots in surveillance. Complicating the theories further are 6IX9INE's legal restrictions in 2025. With house arrest, electronic monitoring, and pending sentencing for drug charges, it would have been nearly impossible for him to be physically present in New York without detection. This forces us to reassess the dominant narrative that he was the intended target. If he wasn't there, Ariela's killing could have been either a symbolic attack meant to send a message or a case of mistaken identity where shooters believed 6IX9INE would be with her. Meanwhile, the rapper's long history of threats, including a fake casket delivered to his Florida home earlier in 2025 bearing the name of rival King Von, underscores that danger has constantly surrounded him since turning federal informant. The deeper we dive into his mindset about street credibility and survival, the clearer it becomes why those close to him may have become targets. His final reflections on Alpo Martinez's fate suggest 6IX9INE sees a harsh reality. In this world, informants and their associates live under constant threat, even when they think they're untouchable.
Ask the OGs a question. Was Mel Murder running around with Treyway? Well, I mean, was Mel Murder running around with Jim Jones in 2009? Was Mel Murder running around?
6IX9INE's confrontational approach to calling out perceived hypocrisy within the hip-hop community has fueled much of the animosity surrounding him. His constant challenges to street credibility and his willingness to expose contradictions have not only made him one of the most polarizing figures in rap, but have also painted a target on his back. This hostility extends beyond him personally, making anyone close to him, like Ariela, vulnerable to retaliation. Even if 6IX9INE wasn't physically present during her death, his association with her could have been enough to place her in danger. This possibility aligns with the growing trend of proxy violence in modern street conflicts, where associates of hard-to-reach figures are attacked instead of the primary targets themselves, particularly when those targets are heavily monitored or protected by authorities. A No Jumper host commentary further emphasizes how the hip-hop community perceives 6IX9INE's pattern of cooperation with law enforcement. While he views it as a survival tactic, many in the streets see it as a betrayal, which only heightens the risk for those around him.